Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on Hutan Pantai. So immediately yesterday when I didn't put out 2 episodes of this game, I got hit by the comments saying, oh, we want to have 2 episodes again in a day. So yeah, I will always mix things up. I do other games as well. I will hopefully be doing some ETS 2 as well at some point. But yeah, predominantly I will be doing Farming Simulator 25 and of course this series. This series is planned to keep going for approximately 200 episodes. That is my goal. Because I managed to do 200 on the main map for 22, which was Bale, and that was an absolutely fantastic map, as is this. So that's why I'm quite confident that 200 episodes will be hit, although that is quite an achievement, and it did take me a year to do that. Although I have been going at a fairly decent rate, haven't I, with this series, and I think, what are we on? Is this episode 40? It might be. Crikey. Yes, really getting on with it. So yeah, in 40 episodes, or roughly 40 episodes, I think I have achieved a fairly decent amount considering how we started. I didn't start off with £1 million, I didn't even start off with a loan. We have had a loan, but that's been fully repaid. So yeah, to get to this stage, I think is quite an achievement. But yeah, 2 episodes most days, I think, although obviously I do have other stuff to do as well, so I can't guarantee 2 episodes every day, but hopefully 2 episodes every day for a while. But then we'll be heading back to the normal schedule of just 1 at 3 PM GMT. So yeah, just doing the hay, as you've probably noticed. This is for the water buffalo, and probably for the cows as well. Now the cows which I accidentally purchased, I don't know how you actually accidentally buy a cow, but I did. Yeah, they're going to be sold at probably 1 year, because they'll have made enough money to make it worthwhile selling them, and yeah, we definitely won't make a loss, and it won't be a loss, because obviously the food which we're giving them costs money as well. I could just sell these bales instead of giving them to the cows, so we need to make a profit on the bales as well. So I'm hoping that this is going to be good enough for the water buffalo. We'll probably have to come back for more for the cows. And the trigger, I think, is too high up. I've never actually done it with the truck, but the trailer is too high up. So we do have to use the telehandler to unload. If we do, no problem. We'll just bring some more bales across with us and then do it that way. But this truck is a bit lower, so I'm just going to try it. And well, the other thing I could do is just sort of handbrake turn and lose the bales that way, but that probably wouldn't be the most professional way of doing it. Or I could just accelerate really hard. That works too, yes. Yes! Although we've probably hit a bit of a snag here. Because they're both hitting that rear pillar thing. Oh, crikey. Yeah, it would have been a lot more professional just to use the telehandler, I know. We'll go and get it. We'll do this a bit more realistically than this. Oh, crikey, as I say, while crashing into a post at goodness knows what speed. Oh yeah, I need to get the park mod as well, so that I can park that machine up there so I don't have to keep tabbing to it. Okay. As you can see, we are getting through our food supplies quite quickly. This is a slight concern, not a major concern, but it does mean that we're going to have to really up our food production. It means that we need a bigger baler, so that we can get more litres into each bale, otherwise the handling time is just too slow, and we need more land, which can produce grass. We did of course have this area, but that is still producing grass, just in a slightly different way. That is now considered meadow grass, but the problem with them only eating that is it's only 40% effectiveness, and, well, this is 80 and I'm targeting 100 with the total mix ration, but the reason why we can't do total mix ration is because we don't have a feed mixer yet. Is that full? I think it's full. Yep. Yeah, although the silage and the hay are both not full themselves, the combined total capacity is full. So they can still stay there. Oh, this is really getting quite unprofessional. I'm not trying to be, but I don't know, who knows. Some days I'm rubbish, other days I'm terrible. It's just a bad habit of mine. But luckily, yeah, the hay is 80% effectiveness, just like the silage is, and we are working towards getting the money for a feed mixer to make 100% effective food. This will increase our milk production. Right, so we actually don't need to feed them hay if they can get through to the spring, because they will get meadow grass, although no, I don't think they will get through to the spring. So they can have that, and they can have this one. And I might need some water. But once that is done, we're going to move on to March. I'm trying to get through to the seasons, well, sorry, to the months when we can actually do the drilling. There we go. So it's still on the way up. It is gradually taking those. The horses are fine. They're obviously fine. 653 litres of buffalo milk so far. This is good. Jump back into the truck. And what we shall do is we shall rest. I have checked the store already for used machinery sales, and there's nothing which we can afford. What is that red car doing? He's just like, he's trying to have an accident. There's Daggerwin. Hello, Daggerwin. I woke you up. Right, so I think as well, I've been told that if I go over to the bowl I can rename him, so... I still can't see a thing to rename. Am I that blind? No, I was going to speak to Daggerwin, but he's run into there. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So that's okay for today. These logs are still on the way into there. We're processing all that dead wood into beams and planks. Hello, Walter. We meet again. And let's get into March. Oh, no. Let's try that again. Oh, great. It's hailing. Well, actually this has come at a fairly good time, because the crops aren't too established, so hopefully it's not going to do much damage. When I say the crops aren't too established, I say that for this field down here and this field here, because the rice paddies are definitely not growing. I haven't even drilled them yet, so we haven't even planted them. So, yeah, I hope it's not going to do a massive amount of damage. Although, yeah, I think that was already like that. This field needs ploughing, because it seems to be impossible to improve. That's interesting. The bio baler for poplars. Is it worth it, though? Is it actually worth selling the wood chips? Because as far as I'm aware, from FS22, wood chips are not really worth a great deal of money. Ah, now they've improved. Yes, that is a lot higher than 22. So maybe doing bio-bale, maybe we should do some poplar. Interesting. We would of course need the planter. But yeah, with the harvester, this would be the harvester, 43,000. Although would it be cheaper just to rent it? If we go into... where would it be? Oh, okay, it's actually in round balers. Makes sense. It would only be 5,000 to rent it. So we might as well just rent it. We might as well. There's not really much benefit, I don't think, in owning it if we're buying it used anyway. So yes, we need to get rid of this hail. Whilst we are getting rid of it, I'll just check up on everything. I think more logs have been taken from there. It's good to see. Got a few more mushrooms. We do have another expensive pallet of oil. Still no mozzarella, but we're very close to a bottled milk pallet. That seems really, really slow. And yes, we've got more products here as well. So I probably should load everything up. To do this, I think probably this truck and the other trailer will be absolutely fine. Nah, we're losing too much of the day. I'm just going to time-lapse loading everything up, and then we'll make a good chunk of money. It's always good to make a good chunk of money. we are all loaded up, and I've got my water for the cows. I've just hit my colourful tree. I'm amazed that's actually got such a solid collision on it. It would just either break or just push the branch out of the way. Stops our tractor dead. But look at my muddy wheels after driving through my muddy puddle. Full of muddy chunks. Yeah, so we're about to get quite a lot of money. And what else is this do when the weather is like this? Not a lot. I would love to think that we're going to buy a new field today, but that would probably sound absurd. And, well, I think it is. But let's just see how much money we make from these products. Right, so that is the water done. Yeah, I really need to lock that vehicle. Here we go. Strap and strap. So I need to be very, very careful here because I have flipped this many times before. It's very easy to do, especially when my stacking looks like that. Oh, that is just embarrassing. To be honest, the car was in my way. That's my terrible excuse. I've made it. And this time, I'm not arriving on my side. It'll be much better when we've got rid of all the pallets on the truck. Yeah, so when we do buy a new field, it has to have a crop growing in it. There's no point buying a field which doesn't have the work already done. 28,918. Very nice. And now for the wood. Starting to feel more like spring, that's for sure. Right, so another 24,609 from those, bringing our total loan free to 113,000. Yes, not 13, 113. Get it right. That's a big difference. It is a difference that we are going to be making the most of. So I haven't actually been eyeing up any fields recently because I've just known that we're nowhere near being able to afford a field. 29 is what I really want because it actually incorporates the forest behind it, and we can take these trees down, we can use these trees, and then we can also put goats in that area. But yes, it is actually 275,000. So that's why I've just pretty much given up with the idea for the time being until we are raking it in. 33 isn't actually that far out of reach, but I don't think the forest there is quite as handy, not as useful. That one's out of the question. There is 25 as well, but yeah, I want to be sort of this way at the moment. So yeah, 33. We should probably go and have a look at 33. But isn't 33 growing a crop which I can't really harvest? It's sunflower. Well, I suppose I could harvest it. We would just have to rent a sunflower header. Yep, it's drilled and everything. So something else I could do is I could do a job potentially in 33. Yep, weeding. We would have to borrow the machinery at £400, but it'd be a good way of experiencing field number 33. So I will borrow those machines. I'll take this back. We'll go and weed the field, which might be ours soon. And yeah, go from there. We do need a bit more money first, but we're not far off. So first of all, we'll put the truck just over here, out of the way. And it looks like it is the Ezeki tractor which has been given to us for this particular mission. And yeah, it seems like a good machine. Only thing is, I have used this machine more than I was expecting now. I do like it, but I always like to use different machines for different jobs. But we've actually managed to start off with this tractor in Survival Challenge. Although having said that, a worker is probably going to be driving it for the majority of the time. So here is my opportunity to actually drive it. Let's go and weed that field. But it's not really the field which I'm going to be checking out, it's more the surrounding area, because if we can take trees down and then put either goats on the area or just expand the field, then that would be really good if we can do that. Here we are. So, well, it doesn't really look like it needs weeding. I'm on the wrong one here. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it needs weeding. So I hope it's going to change texture colour or something, because I can't see where I've been. It's okay, we can see the lines and we can see the tractor's wheel marks. That should be fine. It does seem a little early to do the weeding, I have to say. But, well, better to get things done if you've got a bit of spare time. Yeah, so you can see this fill shape. It is kind of crazy. If I was to buy this, we'd be expanding. We'd be expanding up here, and then the forest over there, sadly, would go. Like, I am a massive fan of trees, as I'm sure many of you know. But in the game, the trees are a fantastic way of expanding the series and the gameplay, because you can clear those trees, you can use them, you can make planks and beams like we've already done. You've seen that on this series. And then we can use that land for pretty much anything, actually. Production buildings, new farmyard, animals, expand the field. It's just a good thing to do. It looks like it's a bit uneven, so I think what I would do is I would put goats there. Seems like a really good use of that land. And you could actually probably just put goats in there anyway, even with the trees still in, but you would need an area, a certain area, just to put the feed trough and stuff like that. Because yeah, I don't think it's going to let you put that anywhere. Although having said that, if you did have the place anywhere mod, then you probably could put it literally anywhere, even in the middle of a dense forest, which I would prefer. But of course they also do need some grassland so they can graze. Okay, yep, so let's get this done. I could have put it on GPS, maybe I should have done, but I'm just you know me, I tend to avoid GPS even when I have it. I don't know why. I think it's because otherwise I'm just really just sat here. I'm not really doing anything, and I just like to try and focus and do it myself. But no, I know it probably comes across in a very strange way. I've got GPS, but I just don't use it. I'll put the markings on to see if it's going to make sense to us. Yeah, it will make sense. Let's do this. Okay. Because otherwise I'm going to get so many comments saying, oh, you don't need to see where you're going, you can just use GPS. Yeah, I know. I'm stubborn. And there we go. So it doesn't look any different at all, except it has some compaction to it now. But yes, if it did have some little weeds in there, then you would see the difference. So we'll complete that contract. And I need to go and see what's happening with our wood, because if that is going to be processed today, we can also collect the money from the deadwood contract. And well, yeah, that'd be an extra £1,200 or something like that. Usually they need a bit of a nudge. Yes. Even though it was in the trigger, some of these, they just don't go unless you nudge them. I'm not too sure why. But there we go. All unstrapped. Oh, I take a strap off and I put a strap on. Right, so it looks like there isn't space for those two yet. But there will be very soon. I will just check my sawmill production. Yeah, 13,266. So probably next month we'll be able to collect the money from that contract. Thing is, if I collect the money now, those logs will disappear, and that is basically throwing money down the drain. But we can move that to there. So we have £115,000. I want to buy 33. I think it's just ever so slightly out of reach. 194. So what can we do? Oh, wow. I think somebody was listening to me. We have got our first pallet of very expensive buffalo milk, although this is not as expensive as the mozzarella. The mozzarella is extravagant, but there you go. It's only taken about 4 or 5 months to produce this, but we can now see bottled buffalo milk. And if I'm not mistaken, I think at the best time, it's about £16,000. I might be wrong, but let me just double check that. Yeah, I'm very wrong. It's 7, although it peaks at about 8. It is the buffalo mozzarella, which as you can see peaks at 24. So, if only it was a buffalo mozzarella, but the buffalo mozzarella is only halfway, just over halfway. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that. We could get that today, but you know what it means? It means taking out the loan again. We've just got rid of it. Although, how much milk have the buffaloes produced? 1,500 litres. Okay, well that would be another good step in the right direction. I don't want to get... I suppose there's no rush to buy the field because it's nowhere near ready to harvest. So yes, that's it then. Yeah, we're going to buy 33, but not yet. When we have the money, obviously before the owner currently harvests it, because that would be a total waste. We need to harvest it ourselves. We can probably do another contract or two in there. I don't think there's any current ones. Nope. But there will be at some point. And we can do some other missions as well. I'm going to do wood transportation missions, but only the close ones at the moment. And yeah, we will be doing other missions like this. That actually could really pay off. Oh look, 29 needs fertilizing. So we'll do that. And I think probably next time I will fertilize 12. We will have quite an expense, but we'll make a good profit at the same time. It's going to pay well. So let's go and get our spreader. And then it's going to be a case of doing our rice drilling. Now, to do that, we're going to have to get a cultivator because it's currently not being cultivated and we don't own a cultivator. So I'm going to have to rent one, but they're so small, these paddy fields, I could just rent the smallest. It would be so cheap. Right, I think I put the spreader over here. Did I not? I think I did. I didn't. Here it is. Yeah, so the majority of the drilling work is all done. This field's done, the big field's done. It's just these 2 paddy fields. And yeah, those dead patches in that field, they just don't even get drilled. So they're going to have to be ploughed. It's the only way of getting rid of them. We are losing quite a chunk there. Whoop. Ooh, careful. Yes, so here we go. Field number 29. This, I don't know, is it a 1-pass job this? Maybe not quite. But it's not much more than that. And if we do that big field next time, I can do it on GPS, so we're not wasting anything. In fact, I could do this on GPS. This is where GPS really does come in handy. Yeah, it is 1 lap. It's literally 1 lap of the field. So here we go. It couldn't really be much easier. It's so easy. Already 10% complete. I remember this from FS22. The most profitable jobs are harvesting jobs where you have a lot of excess grain. So if you do a really big harvesting job, you'll get to keep a lot of that yourself. And fertilizing jobs, they pay a lot. Yes, you do have the expense of buying the fertilizer, but I think you get about double what it costs. So if it costs 6,000, you'll get 12,000 back, approximately. At least that's, I think, how it used to be. Better just watch that corner because it might be sensitive. Got it. Okay. And then back to the start. And then that's some money back in again. And then all this is obviously another good step in the right direction to buying that. I think we are going to have to take out a very small loan, but nothing big. Nothing which is going to be a pain. Like you put 190,000 before. Done. Well, that seems so easy. That was so good. Yeah, maybe it wasn't worth that much, but £1,500 for that. Took me about a minute. That was really good. And we do have that to sell. In the next month, we'll have other stuff to sell as well. I think it is April. Pretty sure it is April that we do the drilling for the, well, both the rice. Let me just take a look. Long grain rice is April. Standard rice is April, May. So there is no rush. We just need to get them cultivated. So let's have a quick look at the cultivators. I am determined not to buy one because we only need it for 1 month a year. There's disc harrows. Yeah, 9,000 for that. let me have a look here. Flexi thing is the thing I target. But even that seems a bit big. Yeah, 2,100. Yeah, not on this occasion. This would suffice. £459. And this one, which we did own, 484, so we could go for that. 3.1 meters versus 3 meters. Just quickly checking up on my grass field. It is ready. It was only, in fact it wasn't fertilised, I don't think, but it is still 50% because it is a grass field. So that does need to be done next time, really. I know we are doing it a lot, but we do need to do it, because if I don't do it, then it's going to cost us. We'll have to start buying food, and that will wipe out all of our money. So yeah, we'll go for this. I think that is going to be the best option. I would like to go for a modded one though, eventually. Wait for more mods to come out first. Yeah, it is. This is my biggest regret. Selling the cultivator that we had was my biggest regret. I don't regret getting rid of anything else at all. The cultivator, I didn't realise how it was the most suitable, and still is the most suitable for us. So, anyway, it's not costing us too much. It's only, well, less than £500 a year. So here we are. We're at the field. I have started, and yeah, it's part of life taking out a loan, I think. So we're going to have to go for another loan at some point. Luckily, this time it'll be very small. Next episode, I'm going to be doing the silage bale production first of all. So we'll get the grass cut and then we'll bale it up and get it wrapped, and then we'll sell any products that we have. We do have a few products, so that's going to boost our bank account balance even further, and then we'll just fill in that gap with a loan. Yeah, I think bridging the gap with a loan is the best way of doing it. It will only be very, very small this time, not 190,000, probably about 30 or 40,000, and we'll repay that in maybe a month's time from other products. So, and of course, owning the land is highly important, and we'll make money from the land. The trees will be taken down pretty sharpish, and then they'll be processed. Although, also, the other thing which I'd like to do is rent the big sawmill in town, because there is now the leasing mod for productions. So we should be able to lease the one which already is on the map, process a huge quantity of wood as quickly as possible, and then make a fortune without even buying the production, just renting the production. I think it is quite expensive. I think it is probably £4,000 or £5,000 a month. I don't know for sure, I've not actually used it, but I think it is about that. So it's definitely not a cheat, far from it, and yeah, it would just be a great way of helping the series along, because I do feel like we've kind of got stuck in a rut. We're pulling ourselves out the rut at the moment, but we do get stuck in a rut a bit, and that's the problem with money. If you don't have enough of it, you just can't expand. We just have to keep doing the same thing over and over again until we eventually get enough money to dig ourselves, or to pull ourselves out of that rut. If there is a small cultivating contract, I'll probably also get a worker to do that for me whilst I'm doing the baling and the mowing, because the telehandler can pull this. Just preparing ready for next episode. So let's have a look here. There's a ploughing contract, but I don't think there's a cultivating one. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate, because that would have paid for our rental. Yep. Oh well, not to worry. That is now done. So we can do our rice planting in April and potentially May. And I think we're going to leave it here. So yeah, the The cultivator will have to return, but it's been handy. If we go onto this menu here and detach it, I can actually return it from there. So that does save a bit of time, although we need to go down to the store anyway to get the mowers. But that'll be in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.